great. So let's move on to our review for Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. Again, only me and Byron have seen this. Again, Ash, I envy that. I respect the hell
I
out of that, to be
don't
honest.
plan to watch it.
I understand, to be honest. I very much understand. So, Byron, once again, I'm going to flick it over to you. What's your opinion of Rebel Moon Part 1 of Child of Fire?
Yeah, it hurts. It still hurts. I really didn't expect this movie to score these kinds of ratings. I know that the first mutual I saw was Seth giving it a two, and I was just like, okay, it might be all right because he sometimes just gives.
Yeah, it's just one of
It
his
might
type
just
of
be the
films.
yeah. So I was just like, okay, and then just like Coops gave it a 2.5. I'm like, okay, it's getting better. It's getting better. And then it got flooded with twos, 1.5s, 2.5s. I think the highest score I've seen of it was three.
Mm.
Um, I was scared because Zack Snyder is, I would say, one of my three favorite filmmakers of all time. Um, how's that for a hot take? Not best, not
No, I
not
get that,
best,
man.
favorite. I don't know what it is, but I fucking love the way Snyder does his movies. Um, I think the majority. I don't think if you're counting the first Justice League, I think that's his only quote unquote bad movie. Um,
I'm not
this
counting that, by the
one,
way. I'm definitely not counting
yeah,
that.
I have it in the ranking because it's directed by Zack Snyder, so I count it because it pisses me off if it's not there
Yeah.
and has his name attached to it. But this is his. If I'm not including that, this is his worst movie. Um, I'll say now, I can see the vision.
Yes.
I can see what Snyder was trying to do here. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. I don't think. I think where this movie falls is its execution. I don't think any part of this movie can stand on its own 2 feet. I think the script is incredibly lackluster. It's like he typed in, it's like Chat GPT wrote the script. I couldn't give a fuck about the characters. I think the performances were okay. Um, I don't think, again, I think it's the script's fault for why they came off that way. I think some of the visuals are cool, but it just lacks in pretty much every way. Um, so unfortunately, the best thing to come out of this movie is the thumbnail I made for this YouTube clip and my Instagram post.
It is a good thumbnail, to be fair. It is a banger of a thumbnail. So well
It
done.
works.
I agree with everything you say. I was looking forward to this. I'm with you. I'm like, there's a lot of people that hate Zack Schneider. I think he's hit and miss for sure, but I'm never not looking forward to it. Like I'm always like, I'm excited for what I'm going to
Mm.
watch. I think a bare minimum is going to be a visual treat. And I just love that he's making movies again, which I think is a story that really needs to be applauded. Because that man's gone through hell. But yeah, I agree. There's something here. You can see the vision. This feels like the first draft of something. And he just like got through all editors and basically that's it and made it. The visuals were fine. I thought it could have done with another year of polish, to be honest. It was just an absolute CGI fest. The story is just so lackluster. It feels just like a poor rip off of Seven Samurai and then a poorer rip off of Star Wars. And there's just way too many characters I don't care about. I don't care about any of them. Gun to my head, I have no idea. I cannot remember a single name of those.
Agreed. I
Of
couldn't.
those,
I couldn't tell you.
which is nuts. It's just crazy to think about. Um, yeah, I agree. He's there's something here that apparently there's a Zack Schneider or director's cut coming, which I think that a lot of people have been talking about this movie because it's very much PG-13 and they got rid of all the violence in it, which you can see the holes of where the violence are. That Netflix have kind of trying to ride the Schneider cut movement, but the difference is that like a movie was released that apparently had a much better version and that's why, and that he wasn't part of because he got cut through with Joss Whedon, and that's what the movement was. This is completely different. These guys are just trying to ride that to try and get more cash and more money off it, and it just didn't work. Yeah, it just feels like an absolute sloppy mess. But in saying that, like I wasn't bored watching it. Like I gave it 2.5. It might lower, to be honest. Now I'm just talking about it. I'm not remembering anything quite remarkable. I thought no one gave good performances at all. Charlie Hunnam coming through with a random Irish accent was awful. Like that came out of nowhere. But yeah, there's just a bunch of just weird, random, generic sci-fi shit blended together. That's what this movie is.
Yeah.
Like Ash, the storyline is these group of farmers live on a planet. The Empire try and attack the planet. The farmers defend the planet. That's it. That's the entire film.
I almost fell asleep when you were talking. I'm sorry. What?
Sorry,
I'm just kidding.
it's my monotone voice. It's my
No, the plot was boring me. I'm joking.
no, I get you. I'm joking as well. We're good, Ash. We're good.
We're
But yeah,
good. Yeah, and I'm not super interested, and I don't have like a specific opinion about Zack Snyder, but I just nothing about it seems like it would be a
Yeah.
movie for me.
That's
So
Like, yeah, a lot of people had like Napoleon, like movies like Napoleon, as their most disappointing movie of the year. Rebel Moon is by far my most disappointed movie of 2023. Am I going to watch part two? Absolutely.
oh yeah, same.
Um,
Yeah.
Because
I wanna-
in Snyder we trust.
Imagine if it comes out. Imagine Rebel Moon Part 2 comes out. And it's like, oh, this is a masterpiece. What the fuck was what the fuck was Part 1?
Oh, it would be the weirdest thing.
That'd be
You
so
rank his filmography. All right, dead last, Rebel Moon Part 1.
Yeah, it's a Rebel Moon sandwich.
Skips to the end. And number one, Zack Snyder's best movie, Rebel Moon Part 2. What the fuck?
he does
Maybe-
seem like such a sweet guy, though. I will
Yeah, he
say, from like
does.
the
Oh,
interviews
absolutely.
and like the different TikTokers that have done the filters with him,
Yeah, like
he seems
Seth
like
and
such a
Josiah.
gem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love to just meet him.
Yeah.
I would interview him. That'd be sick.
Yeah, he'd be great. But yeah, I agree. Everything that he said. I gave it 2.5. It could lower. I do think it's just a waste, unfortunately.
Yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah. But that's our review for Rebel Moon.